agricultural practices. When plants of the same kind are grown and cultivated at one place on a large scale, it is called a crop. Crops are of different types, such as cereals, vegetables and fruits. These can be classified on the basis of the season in which they grow. In India, the climatic conditions such as temperature, humidity and rainfall vary from one region to another. Rabi crops. Crops which are sown in the beginning of winter are known as Rabi or winter season crops. For example, wheat, barley, gram, pea, potato, etc. Kharif crops. Crops which are sown in the beginning of rainy season are known as Kharif or summer season crops. For example, rice, maize, soya bean, cotton, etc. Basic practices of crop production. Crop production involves a number of activities. These activities, which a farmer performs to cultivate a crop, are referred as agricultural practice. These are preparation of soil, sowing. Healthy seeds of good quality and good variety should be selected for sowing. There are different tools used for sowing. Manure and fertilizers. Irrigation. Protection from weeds. Harvesting. Storage. Harvesting and storage. The cutting of crop after it is mature is called harvesting. Crops are pulled out or cut loose to the ground by using a sickle or machines. The seeds are then separated from chaff by a process called threshing. Grains are stored in granaries after being dried in the sun to remove moisture from them. Large-scale storage of grains is done in silos. Irrigation. Irrigation is the supply of water to the land from artificial channels to make plants grow. There are two ways of irrigation: traditional ways and modern ways. Traditional ways, moat, pulley system. The water is filled in the pot from the well and poured on the crops. Chain pump. The chain system involves irrigating fields with the help of water-filled bucket. Dhekli. The water is derived from the well and poured in the field. Rahat, lever system. Rahat involves the use of an animal to irrigate the fields. The wheel turns and water-filled buckets allow the water to spread over the field. Modern ways. Sprinklers. Water is pumped to places in the fields where large sprinklers rotate and spray water at high pressure over the crops. When water is allowed to flow through the main pipe under pressure with the help of a pump, it escapes from the rotating nozzles. It gets sprinkled on the crop as if it is raining. Sprinkler is very useful for sandy soil. Drip irrigation. Another method of irrigation is drip irrigation. Water is pumped through pipes and fed to plants near the roots drop by drop. This is a very efficient method of watering plants because evaporation and runoff are kept to a minimum. Manure and fertilizers. Manure is added to the soil in the form of nutrients for the healthy growth of plants. Manure and fertilizers improve the texture of the soil, increase the water holding capacity of the soil, make the soil porous, due to which exchange of gases in the soil improves, and increase the number of soil-friendly organisms such as earthworms and microbes in the soil. Preparation of soil. Before crops are planted, the soil must be prepared. It is done by turning and loosening the soil, and this process is known as ploughing or tilling. Ploughing facilitates easy root penetration of seedlings into the soil. It aerates the soil, thus the roots can breathe easily. It helps in the growth of earthworms and microbes present in the soil. These organisms further turn and loosen the soil and also add humus to the soil. It uproots the weeds and kills them. This is done by using some devices known as agricultural implements. Agricultural implements. The main tools used for this purpose are plough, hoe, cultivator and leveler. Plough. It is a wooden or metal device. This implement is drawn by a pair of bulls or other animals. Hoe. It is used for loosening the soil as well as for removing the weeds. It consists of a long rod of wood or iron. At one of the ends, a strong, broad and bent plate of iron is fixed. Cultivator. It is driven by tractors. It saves time and labor. Leveler. It is a large piece of wooden plank which can also be driven by animals or attract protection from weeds. The removal of weeds is called weeding. The best time for the removal of weeds is before they produce flowers and seeds. It can be done by hands, mechanically removing the weeds with hands. By using trowel, a hand tool with a short handle and a curved tapering blade used for removing weeds. By a tractor-driven harrow. A harrow is attached to the tractor that removes the weeds as the tractor moves. By chemicals. Weedicides are chemicals sprayed on the fields to kill the weeds. They are diluted with water and do not harm the crops.